Hey, good morning, guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at T Picks over on X, ready to break down the Saturday slate. We've got a bunch of games today. I believe there's 13 games to discuss on today's slate, so we're not going to diddly-daddle around. We're going to get right into it here. I will start by recapping yesterday's slate. Matthew Schaefer, over half a point, was a loser. The Isles disinterested in that game against the Wild, which I should have realized would have been the case with the Rangers playing today. So unfortunately, Schaefer point loses, but Macklin Celebrini scores a goal, gets an assist, leads the NHL in points. Celebrini is just having a heck of a start to the season. I've been singing his praises since the moment he got drafted. And this kid is going to be something special, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it right now. Cash to the plus 112, over half an assist. And then to those that bought my college football play, Houston Cougars got the win. The game ended in an interception. I thought UCF was going to tie it up, but instead of going for the field goal, they went for the touchdown, threw a pick, lost the game. So back-to-back winning days for me, and hoping to keep it going here on today's slate. Let's make some money today, fam. That's the plan. That is the plan. Good morning, Terry. Early games make me nervous. Me too, but I like the early games today, so let's hope things go as they're supposed to. Jets were disappointing last night. Yeah, they didn't really seem very interested either. The Sharks were just flying. Sharks were flying. Terry, I smashed the like. Thank you, Richie. I appreciate that. And you want to say it? Richie wants to say Johansson, Terry. That's what Richie wants to say. And still, I'm staying off. His next game, I believe, is his 1,000th game. So that's going to be a popular time to bet him. And I think I'm just going to stay off. Terry, how are you doing? Not too bad. Can't complain. Things have been going pretty well recently. So let's keep that going here on the Saturday slate. There we go. Hawks money line and Wild money line. Loved it. There you go. Very nice, Mr. Richie. But before we get to today's slate, there we go. Bedard had a great game, 4 points. Yes, and he tied Celebrini for the league lead in points, and then Celebrini took that lead back. So before the season started, I don't think a lot of people would have said Celebrini and Bedard are going to be leading the league in points after 10-ish games. So very nice. Jets were stuck on their plane for 9 hours on Friday at LAX, and it showed. It definitely showed for sure. Early bird Terry, let's go. I did it again. Another goal scorer, parlay, Kaprizov, Panarin, Bedard. Very nice, Mr. King. Everybody tail Mr. King's goal scoring parlays. He's cashing them like crazy right now. But as I said before, we get to today's slate. If you want all of my plays, including my premium plays for today's slate, today's card, you can get them just by becoming a member on this YouTube channel. Every Saturday, I post my entire betting card to the members of the YouTube channel. $4.99 a month gets you early access to videos, and of course, you get all my plays on Saturdays. But with that being said, we are going to, and I will be posting that right after the show is done, to members only. But we're going to get right into it here. First game starts in just over 2 hours. So I was rushing this morning, trying to get everything ready to get the show in here with some time before this game starts, because I like this game. Pittsburgh, plus 160 road dogs. The New Jersey Devils, minus 190 home favorites, and a total of 6.5. Bear with me as I check goalies, because I have no idea who's starting in net, because I have not really been, and we don't really have a lot of confirmed goalies either yet. So there we go. Artur Silvos, unconfirmed for Pittsburgh. Tristan Jarry, I believe, is injured, so it makes sense that Silvos will get most of the starts, but he's been good. 4-2-2, 2.7 goals against average, 912 save percentage. It should be Jacob Markstrom on the other side, 4-2, 3.95 goals against average, 871 save percentage for Markstrom. You guys know what's coming. Give me Evgeny Malkin over half an assist, minus 104. Unfortunately, Malkin and another person we'll talk about later, the books are starting to catch up on these guys. No longer plus money, but minus 104. I got at FanDuel. It's a good price. I believe it's still around that price. Minus 110 is okay. Once we start to get to the minus 120 range, that's when I kind of want to stay off. But Malkin assist. He has one now in 12 of 15 games this season, 9 of his last 10. He has one, and also 3 of his last 4 games against the New Jersey Devils. So that's all that needs to be said, I think, for Malkin. If you missed previous shows, Malkin has been hot, as I just mentioned. Guys on streaks here, point prop wise, not a whole lot when it comes to value. Erik Karlsson, a point, minus 114, 3 games in a row. There could be value there. Ben Kindle on the top line with Crosby and Rust on the top power play. His point prop, plus 110. Back-to-back games with multiple points. Ben Kindle, a very good look for a point here in this game. Great value with him. Goal props, Cody Glass has scored in back-to-back games for New Jersey, plus 450. That's basically about it for streaks. Power play points. Evgeny Malkin, a power play point in 4 games in a row, plus 180. Brian Rust, Ben Kindle, both back-to-back games with power play points, plus 210 for Rust, plus 350 for Kindle. There's value on Ben Kindle here. Brian Rust, assist, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 115. Of course, Malkin I mentioned. And that's basically about it. Most of the guys on streaks here that are playing well are Penguins. But the Devils undefeated at home. Won't surprise me to see the Devils get the win here. But I will be backing Evgeny Malkin to get an assist here in this game. 3-1 on the money lines. I fell for the Jets. Oh no. Yeah, you can't underestimate those Sharks. You can't. Adam Fox ruined my 4-leg of New York Rangers, Panarin, Cooley Point. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Crosby, anytime goal again. Yeah, he's been, I guess if anyone's on a goal streak, it's him. Did score in the last game. Didn't score. He's been kind of going every other game, but he did have a couple of games in a row he scored. So 7 of his last 10, he has a goal, plus 180. Crosby, not a horrible look here in this one. Mantha, anytime goal, Kindle power play point, and Rust anytime goal. I like it, Richie. I like it. Mercer point, Meyer point parlay, plus 167. There we go. Some guys for the Devils. Yeah, I know Mercer was on a point streak. I believe it came to an end there in the last game, I believe. But he could get back on track here. 4 of his last 5 games with a point, minus 125. So not horrible value there. Karlsson, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 140. Hit last 3. Yep, he's been productive point-wise as well. And Hal likes that. Jonathan Davis's point parlay. Very nice. But we'll continue on with our next game. This is the normal 1 p.m. Eastern NHL game that we have. Obviously, the Pittsburgh, New Jersey starting at 12:30, so a little bit earlier. But Ottawa, minus 120 road favorites. The Flyers, plus 100 home dogs. Total 5.5 here in this one. I'll have to keep refreshing for goalies to see if we have anything announced, but no. Linus Ullmark, unconfirmed. Dan Vladar, unconfirmed here in this one. And I should have quickly rewind here. Pittsburgh 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings, so they've had success against the Devils, 4-2-1 to a total of 6. Wanted to mention that. But back to this one. Ottawa, 7-1-1 in the last 9 meetings between these two teams. They've had a lot of success against the Flyers, and we've seen high-scoring games. 6 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals for a total of 6, but the total is 5.5. So 7 of the last 8 have gone over between these two teams. A bit surprised to see this game at 5.5, to be honest with you. But I believe the Senators have been playing in a little bit more lower scoring games recently. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, their last game was a 3-2 overtime loss, and that ended their over streak. The Flyers 3-1 last game, but 5-4 before that. 2-1 to Calgary, 5-2 to Toronto. Philly's kind of all over the place with the total right now, but Philadelphia is playing better hockey right now. So as a home dog here, Saturday afternoon, couldn't talk anyone off looking at the Flyers. Now Ottawa's had their number in the past, but Philly is playing better this year than they have in recent years. For me, we're going to old favorite, Shane Pinto, over half a point, minus 110 here in this game. Pinto, while he started the season as the hottest goal scorer in the NHL and led the NHL in goals for a while, completely just stopped scoring. And now he's assisting. He's got an assist in 4 of his last 5 games. So he's starting to rack up the assists now after he racked up the goals to start the season. We're not going to play around with goal, assist, that kind of thing. Shane Pinto, over half a point, minus 110 is the way I'm going here in this one. Not going to mess around with goals and assists here when we can get the point at minus 110 here in this one. Other guys in streaks, Batherson and Stützle both had their point streaks come to an end in their last game. It would not shock me to see them both get back on it here in this one. Noah Cates has been incredibly hot for the Philadelphia Flyers, a point in 4 or 5 games. He's plus 115, and he plays with Travis Konechny on that third line, who's on a 6-game point streak. So Konechny's been doing really well. Cates is also on the top power play. So he's on the third line, but he's on the top power play. Travis Konechny has been really hot recently. Goal streaks. Michael Amadio has scored in back-to-back games for the Ottawa Senators, and in 3 of his last 4 games he scored in. And he is plus 550. So Michael Amadio could be a good look here for the Ottawa Senators. Nobody on any power play point streaks really anymore. Shane Pinto assist. As I said, he's been assisting recently, plus 205. He's got 1 in 4 of his last 5. Batherson, 4 of his last 5, plus 115. Didn't get anything in the last game. I think he'll probably get back on the score sheet here. And that's basically about it here for this game. We'll jump into the chat here. If it's Allen, Crosby has 9 goals in 13 games for streak. All right. Does anyone like Amadio? Well, yeah, for anytime goal plus 550 because I love it. And good reason to love it. As I just mentioned, he's hot. So great value there at plus 550. Ottawa's 10-4 to the... Yeah, they've been an over machine. Didn't go over in their last game. I'm really tempted with the 5 to take the over 5.5 here in this game. I am. Drew versus old team is a look too, which I love. Sounds great because guess who plays with him? Oops, that guy. So Giroux, if you want to have a big game, that is fine with me. Likely means I'll cash Pinto points. So sounds good to me. But we'll move on along to our next game. Of course, as I usually do, I'll break down a good portion of the games and the rest of the games at the end of the slate and the rest of the games of the slate segment. This one, Dallas Stars minus 160 road favorites, the Predators plus 135 home dogs, and a total of 6 here in this game. I'll start off with, I have not locked anything in this game yet, but I'm very interested in it. Jake Ottinger unconfirmed for the Stars. UC Saros unconfirmed for Predators. What am I interested in here in this one? Well, it's a couple of guys over 1.5 points here in this one. Mikko Rantanen has been on fire recently. He has back-to-back 3-point games, multiple point games in 3 games in a row. And something else to look at for Rantanen is his power play point, which cannot be minus 141. That has to be a mistake. That can't be right. Oh, wow. Okay, it is. Holy shit. Holy shit. I don't really believe that. But that's what this app is saying here. Minus 140 for Rantanen to get a power play point. So never mind. There's no value there if that is actually correct. And okay, no, that's not correct. So I don't know why that app was showing. Plus 135 for Rantanen power play point. That's better. Minus 140? Oh my God. But yeah, Rye, would you want to look at Rantanen power play point? 7 of his last 8 games. He has one. He's been incredibly consistent there on that top power play. Wyatt Johnston also has a power play point in 3 games in a row. He's plus 180. And the other guy I would look at for over 1.5 points is Wyatt Johnston. He also has back-to-back 3-point games. So Johnston really playing well with Rantanen on that top line. I would look at those guys for over 1.5 points. And Ryan O'Reilly, I don't know if you guys heard about the post-game interview where he basically ripped into himself really badly, but did get a point actually in his last game, but 5 games before that, no points. I think we could see Ryan O'Reilly get a point here. I think that could be a good look. I think he could have a good game after his post-game interview, which was not nice to himself. Jason Robertson, 3-game assist streak, plus 105. Johnston, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 120. Here in this one, if you're looking at this game, Rantanen, Johnston, I don't know what the two to get a point together would be like, but that would be, if it's around plus money, that's a way I would go as well here in this one. Ottawa dead last on the PK. Okay, Flyers point assists parlay piece is worth investigating. Oh, I like it. Terry, do you have a fantasy hockey league? I used to do fantasy hockey on FanDuel, or not FanDuel, Fantrax, and I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it anymore. I hate to say it, but if I didn't do the show, then I'd have a lot of time for it, but I don't. So no fantasy for me. Robo, Moose, Johnston, over 1.5 points each cashed last game. Yeah, they've been hot. Incorrect? What am I incorrect about? What am I incorrect? I don't make mistakes. No, I'm kidding. I do. Everyone does. One thing Nashville has done well is kill penalties at home. Yes, I know they've been pretty good on the penalty kill. That's what's kept me off Rantanen power play point, why I haven't locked it in. 30 for 33, 4th best in the league. But this is going to be a good test for that. This is going to be a good test for that. Because I think Dallas has the 3rd best power play. Thank you for the show, Terry from France. I watch it every day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Heiskanen, anytime goal here in this one. All right, listen to Richie. He knows his stars. But we're going to skip on over here a few games to the 7 o'clock slate. And I'll be honest, not a lot for me in the middle of the slate. I like the early part of the slate, and I really love the late games tonight, but kind of murky middle, not a whole lot for me. And by not a whole lot, I mean nothing right now. But Boston plus 155 road dogs, the Leafs minus 185 home favorites, a total of 6 here. I don't believe we have goalies for this one. So let me just see if we have any. Okay, we have 1 goalie for a later game. Sorokin's considered for the Islanders, confirmed for the Islanders, but that's basically about it. So I won't mention goalies because we don't really have much at all here. But this game here, very interesting one. Toronto 3-0-1 against Boston last year. 3 of those 4 games going over 6.5, and 2 of the 4 going to overtime. We've seen some close games between these 2 teams in the past. Of course, if this was the playoffs and this was Game 7, I would be all over Boston. That's for sure, but it's not. It's a regular season game. So looking at this one here, guys on streaks, Pavel Zacha point for Boston, minus 114. He's done that in 5 games in a row. And then Matthew Nyes, another player to look at, Charlie McAvoy point, 4 out of his last 5, plus 111. There's some value there. Morgan Riley, plus 110 for a point in this one. William Nylander scored in back-to-back games, plus 145. Austin Matthews, 3 games in a row, starting to heat up, plus 125. And then Geeky scored in the last game. He has scored in 7 of his last 9 games. He's plus 200. Definitely still value with Morgan Geeky. Nothing really for power play points. Assist, Matthew Nyes to get an assist 6 games in a row, plus 105. I would be looking at Nyes if I was getting to something in this game, which I still may. I may get to some plays here on the 7 o'clock slate later on. But as of now, nothing. Matthew Nyes assist would be something I would look at. Plus 105, 6 games in a row. McAvoy, an assist, 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5, plus 151. And Nylander, 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5, but minus 135. It would have to be a parlay piece there. For me, at least, in this game. Go to the chat here. Heiskanen assist with either Robo, Rantanen, or Wyatt would give you plus 20. Okay, I like it. A Rantanen anytime goal. You could go that way. Power play plus money for Rantanen. Yes, not minus 142 or minus 145. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I'm like, for a power play point? Yeah, it was a mistake. It's around plus 135. Dougie Hamilton will not play. Okay, that's good news for the Penguins. Dallas, 13th best power play on the road, number 1 at home. Okay. So the power play is better at home, but still good on the road, but much better at home. Seattle by a zillion tonight. Blues are just rotting now. Sad face. I will be talking about that game later in the final game in the slate, but hey, you guys bounced back big against, I know it's Buffalo, so not really anything to get too excited about, but a shutout, Blues shutting out anybody is good news for Blues fans because I didn't think we were going to see a shutout by the Blues at all. It's Stolarz tonight. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jonathan Davis. It's Stolarz here in this one. But next game I'm going to break down before we get to the final games, the ones I really like on today's slate. Utah Mammoth and the Montreal Canadiens. Utah minus 110, Montreal minus 110, and a total of 6 here in this one. This is a game that I just like, especially when it comes to a side. I cannot get to anything here until I know who's in net. Karel Vejmelka unconfirmed for Utah. 7-3, 2.94 save percentage. Samuel Montembeault for Montreal. 3-3-1, 3.66 goals against average, 8.55 save percentage. The only way I would get involved here with Montreal is if Jakub Dobeš is in net, and the only way I would get involved with Utah is if Samuel Montembeault is in net. Looking at previous history between these teams, the Habs 4-1-1 in the last 6 since Utah moved from Arizona, 1-1. The team split last year. 1 over, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals in the previous 5. So we've seen some more lower scoring games between these two teams in the past. Looking at this game from a player prop perspective, the guy on the best streak right now is Mikhail Sergachev for the Utah Mammoth. He has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. He's minus 105 to get a point here. And he also has a point in 5 of his last 6 against the Montreal Canadiens. The most recent game against them, he didn't have a point, which ended his 5-game point streak against the Habs. So Sergachev could be a good look here in this one. Let's see here. Kirby Dach has scored in back-to-back games for Montreal, plus 500. He is starting to produce pretty nicely for the Habs. Nick Suzuki, Juraj Slafkovsky both have a power play point for their last 5 games. Slafkovsky plus 325, Suzuki plus 170. Assists, Dobson back-to-back games with an assist plus 162. That's basically about it here in this one. Let's see what people are thinking. I watch from Sweden. Cheers, Terry. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. I appreciate it. And I have nothing but good things to say about Sweden. Obviously, I've never been there, but I have a lot of obviously hockey players that I like that are from Sweden. So there we go. Love some Zaka today. Point is -110. Yeah, I think there's value. Geeky or pasta? Geeky. Geeky 100%. Nicholas Robertson, anytime goal, says Richie. All right. I know you've been liking Robertson. Richie, you've been betting him recently. Boston to score the first goal +115. Leafs have given up the first goal in 7 straight. Wow, okay. So if you like Toronto, wait. Because if Boston scores first, you'll get a better price with the Leafs if you want to go that way. Great info as always, Jonathan. Boston to score the first goal of the first period is +155. I like it. Caulfield anytime goal? Probably, because I'm not taking him today. Caulfield has been kind of scores when I don't take him and then assists when I do take him. So I'm not on him today. There we go. Today is the day I will finally see the Sabres win. Oof. Let's go Sabres. ABC. I will be breaking that game down at the end of the slate, but the home team is 7-0 in the last 7, which does include wins in Buffalo for Buffalo. But they're not in Buffalo today, so that doesn't speak too good for them. But they have beat Carolina in Buffalo. They haven't done it in Carolina, though. You had a Kirby anytime goal last game. I don't know how I got there. Well, you cashed. And probably a pretty nice plus price as well. But now we're going to move on to the end of the slate and my favorite games. They all seem to be the late ones. Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim +165 road dogs. The Vegas Golden Knights -200 home favorites. And a total of 6.5 here in this game. I don't know what to say. Well, obviously I know what to say, but I don't know what to say when I look at the odds in this game. Are bookmakers paying attention to college sports and NFL and NBA and just not really paying attention to the Anaheim Ducks this year? Because this Anaheim Ducks team should not be +165 in this game. They should not have been +170 against the Stars in their last game, and they shouldn't have been plus money before that in their games against New Jersey and probably Detroit as well. This Ducks team is being considered as kind of the middle-of-the-road team they were last year. But as we've seen so far this year, this Ducks team is one of those young teams that are taking that next step forward. They started to do it last year. They got hot at times last year down the stretch. But the Ducks, 9-3-1 in the year so far, 5-2-1 at home. They have scored 7 goals in back-to-back games. Their last 5, 3-2 shootout win against Florida, 5-2 win against Detroit, 4-1 win against New Jersey, 7-3 win against Florida, 7-5 win against the Dallas Stars. Anaheim is scoring goals in bunches. Vegas, on the other side, enters this game after a 6-3 loss to Tampa Bay, and Vegas has lost 4 of their last 6 games. So they're not really heading into this game playing their best right now at this moment. Now, Vegas has had success against the Ducks. Vegas went 4-0 against Anaheim last year, and 5 consecutive under 5.5s between these teams. But I think this is one of the games where you can throw past history out the window. Now, you guys know how I love my past history stats, but this is one where I don't think it's going to really replicate from what we've seen in the past. Give me Anaheim money line. I got it at +172 last night. I get it. Anaheim's on the road, but have you seen what the Ducks have been doing lately? Back-to-back games scoring a touchdown. Give me the Ducks money line at this price. I absolutely have to. And I've already cashed on this 4 games in a row. Do you think I'm jumping off now? No. Give me Leo Carlson over half an assist, plus 116. He has one in 7 consecutive games. And he also has multiple points in 4 games in a row. So it's been a pretty good time here. And he's been scoring too. So he's one of those guys that have been scoring and assisting. 4 of his last 5, he has multiple points, an assist in 7 games in a row. Sticking with him. Cutter Gauthier, anytime goal, plus 175. I'm going right back to that as well. Gauthier has continued to shoot the puck. Now, he didn't get 6 shots in his last game. He only got 4, which is still a lot more than a lot of other players get on a nightly basis. Gauthier, 4 or more shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games. If you bet his shots on goal prop, over 3.5 shots on goal is plus 115. I think there's incredible value with that. The way Gauthier shoots the puck, but I'm taking his goal prop. Why? Well, because he scored in 3 games in a row, including a hat trick during that stretch, but he scored in 6 of his last 8 games for the Anaheim Ducks. He's also been on a multi-point streak for the Ducks recently. So we'll take him. Anytime goal, plus 175 here in this game. No, I'm not taking Chris Kreider, but yes, I probably should be taking Chris Kreider as well. Now, I think 3 bets is enough for me here in this one, but Chris Kreider has scored in 4 games in a row, plus 220. He is one of the reasons why this Ducks team has been doing so well. They have so much young talent, but now they've got I don't want to say old, but a veteran guy who can teach these young guys. And it was just a great decision to bring in Kreider, who is having fun playing with this Ducks team, I'm sure, right now, for sure. But I'll look at other players here and see. I don't think I missed anybody, but Troy Terry, also a good look on that top line. Chris Kreider point minus 111, 4 games in a row, obviously for him there. Mason McTavish, back-to-back games to the point, minus 112. Ivan Barbashev, back-to-back games to the point, minus 104. Or sorry, minus 120. There on that one. Gauthier, Kreider, 3 games in a row with the goal, 4 games in a row, as I mentioned. Barbashev has scored in back-to-back games, plus 270 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Leo Carlson, power play point. 4 of his last 5 games with a power play point, plus 200. Gauthier, 3 of his last 5, plus 275. And then Gauthier, while I am on his goal prop, he has an assist in 4 games in a row, plus 157. Troy Terry, an assist in back-to-back games, plus 110. And then Alex Killorn, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 331 for him in this game. But we will go to the chat here. Oh, anyone but Carolina. Okay. Well, there you go. Stupid cash and quacks. Yeah, Richie, I know. But it's okay. I think your Stars get back to it today. But yeah, I really like this Anaheim team a lot. If I was a new fan picking a team, wouldn't it be the Wild? Sorry, Wild. But that's obviously not the case, though. Utah team total over 3, minus 120. Monty has given up 4 more in 4 of his last 5 and 3+ in 5 straight. Which has given up 10 goals in his last 3 starts after giving up 6 in his first 4. Right? I like it. 7 goals for Anaheim 4 times this season. That's crazy. Third, and there's more stats. Why I say it's crazy. 3rd time in 30 years to score 7 goals in the first 13 games. Wow. Can you see why we're betting the Ducks? There you go. Carlson and Carlson point parlay. Okay, Richie. Interesting. I like it. Jacob Trouba under half a penalty. 0 penalties this year. Kidding. But who would have? Yeah, I won it. Imagine we could bet guys to get or not to get penalties. That would be kind of interesting. We can bet on everything else. Anaheim over 2.5. Over 2.5 goals, -120. Ooh. Or -125. Over 3 +125. Over 3.5 +175. If I wasn't already on 3 plays in this game for the Ducks, I would be looking at that team total for sure. I would. But then again, previous games between these teams have been lower scoring, but I hope that's definitely not the case here in this one. Colorado Avalanche and the Edmonton Oilers. We've got some good games to finish off the slate. Colorado -130, Edmonton +110, total of 6.5 here in this one. Previous history between these teams: Colorado has won 3 of the last 6. Edmonton has won 3 of the last 6. So not really a whole lot of advantage when it comes to previous history and the side in this game. 3 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals in previous meetings between these two teams. When I look at these two teams, I see an over. When I just look at this game, obviously not looking deep into it, I'm just looking at the matchup. This kind of game screams over here, and also the draw I think could be a good look here. Colorado 8-1-5 on the year, and Edmonton 6-5-4 on the year. So if this game does go to overtime, both these teams seem to lose a lot in overtime. So somebody will lose again, and somebody would obviously win. Edmonton's gone to overtime in 3 of their last 4. Colorado didn't against Tampa, but did against San Jose in their previous game. They've been an overtime machine. So I would look at the draw in this game, and I think it's going to be a higher scoring, probably 3-3 or 4-4 type of draw here in this game. Guys on streaks here: Jack Roslovic for the Oilers, 4 games in a row with a point, +102. I believe he's still on the second line with Leon Draisaitl. To be on a line with Leon Draisaitl and plus money to get a point, definitely value there. Connor McDavid over 1.5 points, -110. He's done that 3 games in a row. Goal scores, not a whole lot here for consistency. Natchez has scored in 3 of his last 4, and has also had success against the Edmonton Oilers. Bear with me for a second. 4 of his last 6 against Edmonton. Natchez has scored a goal, so he could be a good look here for goal. Power play points: Connor McDavid 3 games in a row with a power play point, +105. So yeah, if Connor McDavid is plus money to get a power play point, then nobody else is going to be minus anything for sure. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 4 of his last 5 games, 3 games in a row with an assist, -105. Makar had his assist streak ended last game. There's no value, obviously, on his assist prop in this one. Oilers have coughed up 2 goal leads in 3 of the last 4. If you like the Avs, maybe wait for Edmonton to score first. All right. I like it. But final game of the night, and I've got 2 plays in this one, so don't worry. Florida Panthers -260. Road favorites, the Sharks +210. Home dogs, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. We should see Yaroslav Askarov in net for the Sharks, second night of a back-to-back, with Nedeljkovic starting yesterday. And Bobrovsky unconfirmed as well. 7-4, 2.74 goals against average, .887 save percentage here. Looking at previous games between these teams, the most one-sided previous history on the slate. Florida, 14-1 in the last 15 games between these teams. They found a way to lose 1 of those 15. The Panthers have covered the puck line in 5 games in a row against the Sharks. So not only have they been winning, but they've been winning by margin. And previous games between these teams in San Jose, 4 of the last 5 went over 6.5 between these two teams in San Jose. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair between both teams. So I would lean somewhere with the over here. But Play number one for me is Brad Marchand, anytime goal, plus 155 here in this one. Marchand is stepping up with obviously the injuries for Florida with Barkov and Tkachuk. Marchand has stepped up this year for the Panthers. He has scored in 4 of his last 5 games, including multiple goals in 2 of those 5. And he scored in 3 of his last 5 games against the San Jose Sharks. So Marchand has had success against the Sharks. San Jose, second night of a back-to-back. Having a back-to-back against Winnipeg and Florida, it's not an easy back-to-back, that's for sure. Florida rested here. I think Marchand can find his way to score a goal here. Plus 155 in this game. If you like Marchand, you like Eetu Luostarinen and Anton Lundell as well on that line. I believe it was considered the top line when I looked last. Yeah, it's considered the top line for the Panthers. And that's it. No, I'm kidding. That's not it. Give me Macklin Celebrini over half an assist. Unfortunately, like Malkin, the books are starting to catch up here. Macklin Celebrini assist is around minus 105 in this game. I'm going to continue to take him here for an assist, which he now has won in 7 of his last 9 games. 3 of those games he had multiple assists. So we'll go with him, even though he's not plus money here in this game. Looking at other guys on streaks. Dun, dun, dun. Bear with me for a second as I look for guys. So Will Smith, a point in 4 or 5 for the Sharks. Obviously plays with Celebrini, minus 125 to get a point. Not really a whole lot of value there. Played against Florida once last year. He got a point against them. Let's see here. 2 of his last 3 games, Smith has an assist. And then 3 of his last 5, he scored a goal. So Smith is kind of all over the place with if it's a goal or an assist. It could be either or for him here. Celebrini, Will Smith have both scored in back-to-back games. Plus 180 for Celebrini, plus 310 for Smith. So there is value on his goal prop here in this one. And then other than Celebrini assist, Carter Verhaeghe has an assist in 4 of his last 5, plus 167 here in this game. We'll go to the chat. McKinnon, anytime goal, plus Nature's assist, or vice versa. Yeah, not bad looks. Not bad looks at all. But we will go to the other games on the slate, as I quickly mention other games that I did not break down on today's slate. Bear with me for a second. Washington at Tampa Bay. This is another game where if I'm going to look at a side in this game, I need to know who's in net for the Capitals. Washington plus 125 road dogs. If it's Thompson, which I would probably consider, or I would probably assume or expect it to be Thompson, I would look at now we're starting to get some goalies to confirm, but not in this game. I would look at the Capitals here as a road dogs, 4-2 in the last 6 against me. 3 of the last 4 have gone under 5.5. I think if it is Logan Thompson in net, I think we could see a lower scoring game, most likely with the Caps finding a way to win. The Battle of New York, the Islanders and the Rangers. The Rangers 8-1 in the last 9 between the teams. They've had the Islanders they've handled the Islanders in recent games. I said yesterday I was going to take Matthew Schaefer again today. I lied to you guys. I decided to stay off here just because of a lot of the other plays that I have. A lot of other plays I like more. And there's even plays that I haven't bet, like Johnston, Rantanen, over 1.5 points, that I like a bit more than Schaefer here. The Islanders should come motivated here. The Rangers have been awful at home. They've been good on the road. So we'll see what happens when these teams play tonight. Seattle at St. Louis. St. Louis 5-0-1 in the last 6 between the teams. 6 of the last 9 going over 6.5. So this has been a good team for St. Louis to face in the past. So the Blues will be looking to get another win here. 3 of the last 6 between these teams went to overtime. So we've seen some close scoring games between the teams. Buffalo, Carolina, as I mentioned earlier, the home team, 7-0 in the last 7 meetings between the teams. Not really any value when it comes to the total here in this game, or not any kind of streaks when it comes to the total in this game. Columbus, Vancouver. Vancouver 4-0-3 in the last 7. 7 in a row have gone over 6.5, and 4 of the last 6 have gone to overtime. So, for whatever reason, Columbus, Vancouver, high-scoring games. Vancouver usually finding a way to win in overtime. So, I would look at the over or the draw in that one. And I believe that is it. If you want all my plays on today's slate, become a member of the YouTube channel. And then, as I said, I'll be posting my entire betting card after the show is done. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on the show. And then most likely we'll be back on Monday. I'll probably take tomorrow off, but hey, we'll see what happens for tomorrow's slate. I don't even know how many games there are tomorrow. Haven't looked, but let's see. Win for Darlene. Okay. This could be a Tarasov start. He is 0-3, lost 5-2, 3-1, 3-2 in the shootout. Okay. I would expect Thompson. Lindgren has not started back-to-back this season. Okay, same here. I expect Thompson, but kind of want to see it first before I. Rangers have petitioned the league to move this game to Barclays. They prefer, I'm sure they would. Canes 4 goals or more in 8 of 9 wins. There we go. I like it. Appreciate you, 100% Terry Edelbags. Thank you, Irish King. I appreciate you too, and I appreciate everyone that watches the show on a daily basis. Thank you guys for continue to help the show grow. Best of luck on whatever you're betting today in the different sports. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next show. Best of luck today.